Hi, I wanted to give you a short tutorial on how to do unit conversions with moles, molar mass, and particles. So what we already know is that 1 mole of anything will have 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd particles. Now, again, you might see those written as atoms if it's just an element like copper or how many atoms of nickel, aluminum. You might see it written as molecules if it's something covalently bonded like water, or you might see it written as formula units if it's ionically bonded. The generic term being particles, this is just where they get more specific. So you might see any of these terms. You also know that 1 mole is equal to the molar mass. Now the unit for the molar mass is going to be grams, and this number comes from the periodic table. You did several of these calculations in yesterday's assignment where you found the molar mass of a variety of substances using the periodic table. So if we know that 1 mole is equal to either the molar mass or 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd particles, that's Avogadro's number, we have a couple conversion factors here. So the first one, 1 mole of anything is equal to the molar mass in grams. You might see it written like that. You can also flip that around, and you could have the molar mass of a substance in grams is 1 mole. Remember, conversion factors can be written either way. It's just a ratio. Another conversion factor we have is 1 mole is equal to 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd particles. And again, you could flip that around where you have 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd particles is 1 mole. Now, some people have a little bit of a harder time with this next one, so I'm just going to put a little star by it. But if A equals B and B equals C, then we know that A equals C. So yet another conversion that some kids use and some kids choose not to, I'll explain as we go, you don't have to, is the molar mass of a substance, and that's going to be in grams, is going to have 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd particles. And then again, you could flip that around and write it the other way if you needed it for a conversion factor. So now I'm just going to work through a few examples of how we do these conversions. The first one I have for you is, I want to know how many moles are in, actually, you know what? I'm going to pause it. Hold on. Okay, so the first example I have, how many moles are in 2.8 times 10 to the 24th atoms of silicon? Remember that atoms is another term for particles. So you always start your train track with what you know. You have 2.80 times 10 to the 24th atoms of silicon. It's really important that you write the unit and the substance because this is really going to matter down the line. I get a lot of pushback from students. I don't want to write all that. It's too much, but it's really important you label everything. As we continue and build on this in future units, you're going to have different substances, different compounds in your train track, and you really need to keep it organized. You let the train track lead you. If you have atoms of silicon in the top, you're going to want that unit to go away. So we're going to drop it to the bottom here. Now, the ratio is there are 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd atoms in every mole of silicon. And if you go back and look at what we did earlier, you have 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd particles in every mole If you can just remember this part up here, that will help you as well. So now you put these numbers in your calculator. Just in case you forgot, I'm going to do it once, and maybe you can see my calculator. I know a lot of you have this type. I've shown all of you how to put in exponents, so I hope you remember. 2.80 for the power of 10, second, and then the x to the minus 1 gives you that EE, exponential expression, I believe it's for, times 10 to the 24th, divided by 6.02, second EE times 10 to the 23rd equals. Now, sig figs, you go back to your original number. You look and see atoms of silicon cancel, silicon, and your final answer here is 4.65. The unit is moles, and you should put the substance. That is your final answer, moles of silicon, 4.65. The next example, how many moles are in 692 grams of bromine gas? I picked bromine gas. If you remember, bromine is a Brinkelhoff, so if it's by itself, it's going to be Br2. It's diatomic. It always comes in pairs if it can't find anything else to bond with. So you're going to start with what you know, 692 grams of bromine gas, and start a train chime. Now, we want grams of bromine gas to go away, so it's going to cancel. So you drop it in the bottom. You go back and you say, okay, well, if I have grams of bromine gas, I know the molar mass from the periodic table is equal to 1 mole. So you go to the periodic table, you find bromine. There's 2 bromines, so you're going to have 2 times 79.90, and that is 159.8. So that number goes right here. 159.8 grams of bromine are in every 1 mole of bromine. Throw those numbers in your calculator. 692 divided by 159.8. You get 4.33 moles of bromine gas. You need to write the unit and the substance. You have 3 sig figs here, so you have 3 sig figs here. All right, this one starts with molecules. Starts with moles and converts to molecules. How many molecules are in 1.14 moles of sulfur trioxide? You have 1.14 moles of SO3. You want moles of SO3 to go away, so you're going to drop that unit in the bottom. The abbreviation, by the way, for mole is MOL. You get to drop the E. That's it. That's the accepted abbreviation. You can't use M. M is used for meters. So mole, 1 mole of SO3 is equal to 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd particles. In this case, that would be molecules. Okay, if you want to be more specific, particles is the generic. You throw those numbers in your calculator. 1.14 times 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd. You want 3 sig figs, 1, 2, 3 in your final answer. You get 6.86 times 10 to the 23rd, and it's molecules of SO3 is your final answer. Okay, last example. How many grams are in 6.2 moles of boron? Start with what you know. You want moles to go away. So moles of boron goes in the bottom. What's the relationship between moles and grams? Well, you go back here and you know that according to this, 1 mole of anything is equal to the molar mass in grams. So now we go to the periodic table. 1 mole of boron, you read the periodic table, it's 10.81 grams of boron. I'm going to make a note. This is from the periodic table. Throw that in your calculator. You want 2 sig figs because you start with 2 sig figs here. 6.2 times 10.81, 67 grams of boron. So if you have your mole packet, if you will get that out and turn to page 5. Okay, so now I'm going to work a few examples in your packet. I'm on page 5. At the bottom of your page, it's numbered for you in your mole packet. Number 1, how many moles are in 15 grams of lithium? You start with what you know. You have 15 grams of lithium. Be sure you put the unit and the substance. Start a train track. You know you want grams of lithium to go away, so put that in the bottom. If you do nothing else, you should be able to do that. Now, the conversion, 1 mole of lithium, you look at your periodic table, it has 6.94 grams. You do 15 divided by 6.94. Your calculator gives you 2.16. We want 2 sig figs because we have 2 sig figs in our starting number. So the final answer, 2.2 moles of lithium. I'm going to backtrack just a little bit. I think at the top of your paper, you should put 1 mole in the middle here equals 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd particles. And 1 mole is also equal to the molar mass in grams. If you know this, you're good to go. Next, you have 2.4 moles of sulfur. Question is, how many atoms is that? So we drop moles of sulfur to the bottom. We look up here and we know 1 mole of sulfur has 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd particles. Just like a dozen donuts has 12 donuts, a mole has this many particles. So 1 mole of sulfur, 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd. You can call those atoms. I put particles. You can write atoms. 2.4 times 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd. Calculator gives you 76.96. You want 2 sig figs, 77. Excuse me, it's not 77. Shoot. I made a mistake there. It is 1.4 times 10 to the 24th atoms of sulfur. I changed the problem and forgot. Okay, so you're going to complete 3 through 8 on your own. You get to number 9. These are simply doing molar mass. Molecular weight is also the molar mass. So, for example, for this one, you have sodium. Sodium is 22.99 grams. You look at the periodic table. You have 1 oxygen. It's going to have a mass of 16. And you have 1 hydrogen. For hydrogen, we use 1.01. You add these all together, and you get 40.00 grams per 1 mole. You're going to do the odds here. On the back, I'm just going to work number 15 for you. So you have 4.5. The question is, how many grams are in 4.5 moles of sodium fluoride? So start with what you know. You have 4.5 moles of NaF. Now, if you don't know anything else, you know the first unit that's going to go down here. It's going to be moles of NaF. Well, I know that 1 mole is equal to the molar mass, but now you have to do a little side problem. What's the molar mass of sodium fluoride? Well, sodium, you look at your periodic table, has a mass of 22.99, and fluorine has a mass of 19.00 when you round. So you end up with 41 41.99 grams. So that goes over